with virtual, but I think these are some questions that I think that when you start your sharing, when you start an appointment and you've asked these questions, it can really allow somebody throughout the party to start looking at you in a different way, looking at this as, wow, this might be a business for me. And so I think truly you can ask these questions at any time, and these are helpful. So I wanted to give them to you. We will put these on the Shipe Family Superstar Facebook page so that you can also have them. But let me just read them. And how I do this in my real parties is before I share my iStory. This is sort of the segue where I have people listen differently, because when you ask a question, people listen more than just being told. So I always say, okay, gang, turn over your profile. I want to ask you a couple questions as we begin. Just write down yes or no. I'm not going to look. Number one, yes or no. At your current job, do you have all the flexibility in the world? Yes or no. Can you like take 13 weeks vacation? You know, just say yes or no to that one. Okay, number two, at your current job, are you paid constantly? Sorry, are they constantly praising you for a job well done? Yes or no? Like, do you get diamonds and recognition and applause every week? And yes, I add to it, and I am more animated. I bring my voice to different levels. Number three, at your current job, are you paid what you're worth? Could you promote yourself if you need to? You know, the tires go out, I need more, just promote yourself. Yes or no? And then last question, yes or no? At your current job, if you gave your job your guts for the next 5 years, could you substantially change your financial situation? Could you earn a year's salary in 1 month? Then I segue by saying this. If you happen to answer no to any of those questions like I did, your no's might be able to turn into yeses, just like many women in Mary Kay. And then I share my quick iStory. But why is this so powerful? Because if you're not yet earning big money or winning all these things, you do know it's happening because of our Applause magazine. And this is the proof that you need to feel confident, to know that it's happening. And the more you do this work, it'll happen for you. I think really my favorite thing, as I have watched a couple of awesome movies lately, I watched the Serena Williams and Venus. When you do the work, you guys, it doesn't matter what your background is. When you do the work in Mary Kay, it doesn't matter your college. It doesn't matter anything. You earn the rewards. And that's pretty exciting. And you can use your Applause magazine to stand behind your conviction. So next slide.
Okay.
Please. Sorry. Okay, so we sort of talked a little bit about who are we looking for and the target market. Well, for time purposes, we're going to move right into the next thing. And so I want to just tell you that when you are with somebody, Joe and I have shared just that real quick, hey, we want to just share the 3 main reasons. Do you have any question? But as you start to hand select people, you know, at my parties, Joe taught me, David Cooper, we went to his workshop. We've taught you, but we're going to go in depth at seminar a little bit more. But I always hand select at least one person that I think, man, she just has a spark about her. And at my individual consultation, I am going to make sure that I introduce her to Mary Kay. So there are many benefits from our business. You've heard us talk about Mary Kay. You might have heard Mrs. F. Cab. These are things we generally do during the presentation. With virtual, we may not be doing it as often. So let's say that you have somebody that you have an appointment with. You can share those basic benefits and simply say, you know, I'm just curious, which of these appeal to you? Now, I do this during my parties so that M, let me tell you what they stand for. Sorry. M is for money.
Money. A is for advancement.
No, it's not.
It is in my world.
Well, if you see my, okay, well, if you're seeing my, can you see my picture here? Because I'm, okay, so so on this one though, I'm just following what was created. I think it was,
yeah.
Shoot. Anyway, forgot her name, Rebecca Evans. So she created this one. The last A is advancement, but the first one is automobiles, recognition. The Y is you're the boss. K is key priorities. The next A is advancement. And then the last one is you, personal development. So these are things that I just hold this up and I share it during the parties. And I just say, hey, which of these appeal to you? And you can do the same thing when you're just sitting and talking to somebody. But as you share these, I think it's really great to find out, hypothetically, hey, Joe, I just really appreciate your time today. I always like to start with these are the key reasons. And I'm just curious, out of these, which sort of appeal to you? And then I would say, hypothetically, if you were ever interested in having any extra income, an extra income stream, more friends, more confidence, something that could grow in the next 3 to 5 years, what would you want to know more about before deciding to join my team? So you're sort of planting a seed, by the way, but hypothetically is a great way just to diffuse any fear, because they're coming at you with, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Diffuse it. It's okay. It might not be for you. In fact, Joe was the one who goes, it's okay. You probably wouldn't be any good at it. I mean, I was like, dog, I would be good. How dare you? Give me that piece of paper. So some people that can work really well, but hypothetically is a great way just to segue, and then I like this phrase a lot, which allows you then to go to the next stage. Joe, if I were able to show you how you could create whatever it is that she said was of interest, some more confidence or some financial security without interrupting your current schedule or your goals or your current, career, would you be open to hearing how we make our money in Mary Kay and allowing me to share more? I like to ask questions because then it gives me that permission to go to that next stage. For those of you who have not done a real interview, we might have just, hey, these are the quick reasons. What do you think? That only goes so far. So
Yeah.
we're trying to grow you into being able to actually hand select, and at the end of the presentations, be able to say, Dee, I know you probably never thought about making some extra money with Mary Kay, but I'm just curious. Have you ever thought about making some extra money or having a backup plan? Because I always choose one person, and today I personally chose you. And I shut my mouth. I wait just to hear what she says. And most people go, it's funny you say that, because my husband and I were just talking about if I want to have a baby, and you just never know. So it allows you then to set up either staying after that party or set up a face-to-face coffee or a career chat within the next 3 days. So let's go to the next one real fast. And I know I'm over time, but I want to just keep you for about 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
We've shared this, but I learned this from National Sales Director Monique Balboa, and it really helped me to feel solid in how the money works and how when I give these bits of information after I've listened to her. Now let me just go back. If she just told me she's really concerned about her financial future, she doesn't feel that she's empowered at work, she feels like it's a toxic environment, whatever, I'm going to lean in a little bit. I'm going to lower my voice. I'm going to make sure it's a heart-to-heart conversation. Sometimes I'll even hold somebody's hand and I'll say, as I did with Christine, if I was able to guide you and nurture you, I won't do the work for you, but I'll be there to support you each step of the way. Would this be something you'd like to talk more about? Because I guarantee that my opportunity could bless you. That is how we change lives. Okay, so then this is of use. And for some of you, you've never seen it, but I really encourage us to set up this practice share so you could see it in action. There is a blank one and there is an answer key. This is the answer key. So I like to have, when I'm together with you and your girls, I have a blank one. You can email it, whatnot, but you don't even have to have this, but you can use it in your brain book and use it as a guide. So in the very beginning, let me just tell you the avenues of income. A couple things about our company: no quotas, no territories. We're the only cosmetic company that has a 90% buyback guarantee, and it's a global influential leadership company. We make our money virtual or in-person facials, classes, and events. Mary Kay Cosmetics has the highest profit margin in direct sales, 50%. Go ahead and write that down. When people write down and they have to have a fill in the blank, the reason you want to give a fill in the blank, they're paying attention. That changes everything. There is no middleman. If you have looked lately, there's a new buzzword out there, especially after the pandemic. It's called direct to consumer. I've been using it a lot. We are a direct to consumer. It means there's no middleman. It means that the person gets more of the profit because there's not a big corporation taking a cut. And most people like to support those kind of businesses. You purchase your products from Mary Kay at wholesale for $1 and you sell it for $2 retail, making 50% commission. Notice the word commission. That's important. When you keep saying discount, you're going to get people who don't want to work. They should have stayed your customers. You've lost all that profit and they're not thinking business. When you say commission, you automatically have bright-minded business people listening in a new way, and they're going to work for their commission. They'll join your team differently. The average event is 200 in retail sales. That's actually probably a low number. I did this during the pandemic. Really? I think we should go back. I think I used some newer numbers from virtual world, but honestly, it's more like 300. Use your own if you have your weekly accomplishment sheets and you have that proof. The average event size is anywhere from 1 to 6 guests. The average event, and the reason I said event versus party was because this was during COVID and I changed the word. So I might change it again. But anyway, the average event takes a total of 1 hour virtually or 2 hours live, including setup and breakdown. The average facial ranges from 1 guest, which takes 30 minutes, to 1 hour, and averages $100 in retail sales. The hourly profit is $50. Now that already is going to be like, whoa, $50? I was a waitress. I had to do 5-hour shifts. My feet hurt. That's what I made. Or I had to put my child in daycare. This, I could be in the other room. Okay, they're starting to think. We also have a consumable product and we have reorders. Mary Kay Cosmetics enjoys the highest brand loyalty in the industry, which is true, second only to Amazon and Coca-Cola. Therefore, our reorder business is substantial. And by the way, Mary Kay told us that at seminar. I'm not just making that kind of stuff up. That was told, or maybe leadership. So we actually, that's true. Our focus on relationship building enables consultants the benefit of reorders on work we did before. This is called residual income. Profit on all products sold as a reorder is still 50%. And I tell the story of how my first party still reorders for me over and over and over. Actually, 2 of the people at that party. The average skincare client is projected to spend a minimum of $400 a year on Mary Kay products. So I have people that spend more like $1,200 a year, but I got to tell you that that's pretty normal, especially when you're talking gifts for the season. Now, this is our formula for income, the reorder formula. 1 new client per week would be about 1 hour a week of work. Should you choose to do this, this is the opportunity that is available. And because we don't have any quotas, you don't have to. But if you did that for 50 weeks, taking 2 weeks off, and you only had 1 new client each week, that means that equals 50 new clients a year. If the average client orders $400 a year, then that's $20,000 retail sales, which would equate to $10,000 profit. Could you get excited about having an extra $10,000 this year? What could you do right now that would not shift up or not interfere with your current goals and your current job that would give you flexibility and allow you to make that kind of money? Anything else out there? You see, most people say, gosh, I mean, if I ask for extra work hours, it means the weekends, and sometimes that doesn't work with my family. So being at the soccer field and being able to develop all of the relationships that turn into customers, this is a great, they start to see it differently. Team building. Mary Kay is a dual marketing plan. Our commissions are paid to the recruiter from corporate profits. So corporate profits, why is that important? If you've ever heard of Enron, you've ever heard of these companies, Arbonne, just going to tell you guys, I don't badmouth. Mary Kay said, don't ever badmouth any other company. We don't need to. We have an excellent product. they went bankrupt a couple years ago. What that means is all of those people at the time who thought they had an invested future, their downline, their investment, all of it went away overnight because the company wasn't solid. Those companies that are on the Dow Jones, Mary Kay's a private owned company. We don't have to put up with what the shareholders say we should do. And that means that our company is solid. So when you build your organization, our company is going to be there to pay you as you grow. And it comes from corporate profits, not, this is the best part, it doesn't come from Joanna paying or receiving more money than me and less. It doesn't come from each other, and a portion of the proceeds do not come from us getting less. It comes from Mary Kay paying it, not from us. Consultant team builders can earn 4 to 13% on every wholesale order placed to the company by their team members. Consultant team builders can earn $50 bonus with every Great Start qualified team member. So when you share with your friend and she really needs to make an extra $500 a week, and we guide her and teach her, she sells 1,000. Well, she's got to order from Mary Kay. So when she orders that 500, so that 1,000 she sold, half goes and she orders from Mary Kay. Mary Kay's going to pay you 4%. Isn't that exciting? You're going to get a paycheck, 4% of 500, but it's every order that she does. And your 4% grows as you recruit more people and as you bless and develop a team. So it is corporate profits, not somebody's pocketbook. Consultant team builders at the elite team leader position can earn commissions on their second line. And Sayonara is a great example. So she's earning that 4% or higher based on all of her team, but she's now earning on the team's team. And that's why she's such a great leader and example of how to do this business. You can also earn a company car. Part-time consultants can earn the use of a metallic Chevy Malibu in 1 to 4 months. Taxes, title, tag, plates, registration, other fees, and the remainder of the insurance are paid by Mary Kay. This is a huge income for families. Cash option in lieu of the car. Joe has taken the cash before. I've taken the cash when I had Luke. We needed a big truck. So you can take $425 per month, or you can have the Mary Kay vehicle. And you do so when you have 14 personal team members, and you and those 14 people in a qualification period place a total of 23,000 wholesale. You have 1 to 4 months. We also have a global influential leadership if you choose. So again, another avenue of income as a leader, a sales director. You're eligible to take your business to one of 38 international countries. Directors can earn 13% on total monthly unit production, 9 to 13% on their personal team production, $100 for every new Great Start qualified recruit, $400 team bonus with 4 Great Start recruits up to 1,000 for 10, and quarterly star consultant bonuses starting at $400. In addition, senior directors earn a one-time $1,000 bonus, then a 5 to 7% on their management team every month. Directors have the opportunity to grow their organization and qualify for higher level vehicles to include the Chevy Malibu, Chevy Equinox, or the Cadillac, as well as cash options starting at $425 going to $900. Other benefits, we have an annual wellness bonus. We have a family security plan, which is a pension that is not even around in most companies anymore. 5-star trips, diamonds, and recognition. And I like to pull out the Applause magazine, and I'm going to brag on our amazing leader because, Joe, if you want to just take that off for a second. This is the Applause magazine. We get it quarterly. And if you haven't read through it or gotten excited, I always turn to the page where people's paychecks are. Why? Because it gives me that vision of, I want my name up there, as well as, wow, Kelly Freeman, a director, made $19,000 in the month of December. Wow. What about some nationals? Let's look at these nationals. Now you can use these in recruiting. You can share that. That's how all of those little things we just went over, how they come together to give women more options, to give women more choices. Now, Joe, out of all that you heard me say, if you in your wildest dreams were ever to give this a try, what would be the worst thing that could possibly happen?
The worst thing might be, I don't know, I don't sell a lot of product.
And then what would you do?
I'd figure out why I'm not selling a lot of product.
And most people either come to training and they learn and they want to get better, or they just decide, well, I'm going to have a face till death do me part. All I have to do is order once a year. I can get my gifts at 50% off if I want to order more. And they decide that they can be a part of our company and our organization, and there's no risk. Now, in your wildest dreams, what could be the best thing that could possibly happen?
I don't make a car payment for over 30 years.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give this a try and join my team today?
You got me. She shut her mouth.
Now, it doesn't matter what she says. She might say, oh, well, you know, I'm going to think about it. You're going to listen more than you're talking. And I know Amy is probably better than this at any of us. And she just leans in. She goes, I understand. You know, if we were able to help you find a way to fit it into your busy schedule, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give it a try then? Sometimes people like to test you to see if you really care enough about them that you want them that badly. And you're not pushy, you're just listening. Okay. But I got to tell you, this is more of a real interview, and you're asking and you're talking. And I know we didn't have a banter, but I wanted to make sure you saw some of the tools. And as you have those practice shares with myself and Joe over Zoom or at coffee, you're going to start to fall more in love with what you said yes to. And that's one of the biggest reasons that we practice sharing each week, because it keeps us excited and keeps us out there offering new people. So let me just finish there and take questions. Who here heard some things that might have some questions or has a comment? Go ahead and unmute.
The first thing you guys might want to really think about doing is practicing this with someone immediately, because enthusiasm and immediate knowledge only lasts for about 72 hours. Okay, so by Friday, you'll have forgotten all this. So I would encourage you to do it with someone immediately. And how many of y'all would be real interested to get those forms in your hands? Okay, well, we're going to put them on the Facebook page, so you can go in, click on it, and print it.
Everybody should have at least, let's have everybody write down at least one person that they're like, oh yeah, I would really love to have her on my team. She impresses me, and I want to ask her if we can practice this. The avenues of income. Does everybody have at least one person in their heart, in their mind?
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep thinking about it. I think if you ask that question, you might start getting some names that just come to you, and be ready to write those down. Those are gifts. And if you don't, it's okay. Don't make yourself wrong, but also know that this is that moment. Now we get to go out and find some new people. And if you haven't reached out to Joe or myself, I did put a little note earlier when you were talking, Joe. My note was, make sure if you want to move up, if you're scared, but you're wanting in your heart, you've got to reach up to us, because we just don't know. And that's probably why you don't know what to say, because we'll give you some guidance on that. But sometimes we don't even know what you're interested to go for, and we can't read your mind. So thanks for showing up, but just let us know. Just text us, do a little note on Facebook, whatever it is.
I want to encourage you guys, over the next 9 days, really see as many people as you can for Mary Kay appointments so that you're setting yourself up for July 1st and the new seminar year. This is such an amazing time to kind of mentally restart your business. It's like New Year's Day, and say, what am I choosing to do? Not what I need to do that causes that whole cortisol thing to go, but we want to release endorphins. We want you to be excited about your business. What will I do in July, August, and September? Because what you do in the summer months is going to determine what happens all the way through December. Honestly, it really is. And you know what, we've gone over. And so I just want to say thank you, Andrea, for doing all that and going through all of that. I would have lost my voice by now, but don't give up on your goals for this seminar year, but also start setting yourself up. Be proactive in your goals and your planning for next year, which begins July 1st. July 4th is one day. Okay, it's like Christmas, is one day. So don't take off the whole week unless you're going on vacation, but spend that time really thinking about where you see yourself this time next year. Will you be like Amy Paul and have finished up national quota sales? Will you be a new director? Will you be driving a free car? Will you, be debt free? Because literally the year that I went completely debt free, we finished writing the last check to the last credit card of the last bill that my ex-husband had run up on me on June 30th. We wrote the last check on June 30th. And that was it. Fayetteville, North Carolina. It was a beautiful thing. All right. Any questions? Any comments? Anybody want to did you learn something tonight?
It was fantastic. I loved it. It renewed whatever I thought I wanted. It just doubled it because you laid it out so perfectly, and it was exciting. It was motivating, inspiring. So thank you for the training tonight, and I have nothing but goosebumps now.
Yay. We can't wait to see you in that suit, girlfriend.
I'm working on it.
I know you are. I'm so proud of you. Anybody else? At least two more people. Just kind of affirm what Andrea and I did tonight. Christine, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I remember like a few years ago when I was really on fire, I was using that sheet, the avenues of income, and I would play stupid and be like, okay, I can never remember this, but you don't have to when you're doing Mary Kay. And I would just go, here, copy this. And oh yeah, that's why we do this. And that's why, and it made it fun. And that's when I was on fire. And so you guys reminded me of like what I was doing when I was working instead of just being on my residuals right now.
Well, welcome back. We're excited to have you back. Life happens, and sometimes we take a step back and nobody punishes you for that, Mary Kay. Amy.
Amen.
I think it's important to remember, like I know personally I'm better at selling the product than I am sharing the product. But I think that's going to be my next goal is for next year is not to really count on the quota sales, but to go for quota sharing, which would be a lot harder for me to accomplish than it would be. Yeah, I know you're shaking your head. It's going to be a stretch. But I seriously, that's my goal for the next year. And it is true because you do need people on your team to keep building up. And then you actually have that income that you can use to purchase your products from the company. And you're paying your business forward in a different aspect. And it's a necessary step, but don't be afraid of it. I think sometimes we just put it off because we think, oh, I couldn't do that, or I can't lead somebody else. But honestly, we can. And it just really goes back to what we tell ourselves every single day. And we just really have to change that aspect there first and believe what we have in our hearts and set it forward.
And the beautiful thing is, guys, when you have a new team member, the first phone call you make when you're with her or on a phone call with her is you call your director. You call Andrea and I, and you say, I want to introduce you to Sally, and she's my new team member. And you let us talk to her, and then we take it from there. We give them prizes, we give them challenges, we give them the fun stuff and the training and all. And you go and keep building your business, because until you're a director, you are basically still in the field. Well, Andrea and I are still in the field, but you are still in the field. You are still selling the product. You're sharing the career opportunity, and you are continuing that until you become a director. And then we will train you at that point. But the worst thing you can do, guys, is start becoming a manager, because number one thing is, Mary Kay always said this: if all else fails, sell the product, because the product sells itself. And then do your team building. So I'm excited about you guys. Let me tell you, there's nothing like being on the court of sharing. I've done it a lot of times, and it's super fun. And it's one of the smallest courts because of this very reason. People are just timid about that. But we're going to be doing a lot of training on that at our seminar, our little girlfriend seminar that we're having. And I'm going to show y'all how to do the skincare in the bag clothes, and then do the marketing plan with the bag clothes. And that's how I have finished Court of Sharing so many times. Okay, anybody else have a comment or a question? I think somebody else had like their hand up or something. No? Okay. All right. We're going to let you guys go. Alice and I are going to stay on for a quick minute, but you guys have an amazing, amazing week. Who can tell me what the challenge of the week is? Christine, you're going to have to unmute, baby. There you go.
It's one new customer, one sharing, 100 in sales.
Just one new face.
A new face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Expose somebody to Mary Kay that's never tried it with you. One sharing appointment that is what I'm calling like a from soup to nuts sharing appointment, not just the quickies that we've been doing. We're taking this one step at a time with you guys, baby steps, so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Okay. And then, oh, Chrissy, and then at least 100 in sales, because you should be doing 100 in sales every week, regardless, at least. Okay. Thank you, Christine. That's great. All right. I will see you guys later. On 3, we're all going to say bye, y'all. 1, 2, 3. Bye, y'all.